Hey, it's Frank from 40 Honeybee, and I'm working on number 2 hive here today. It was a hive that made it over the winter in a single box. It was just usually how I like to do it, but it actually had a very low population, so it was fortunate that it made it through. It made it through very strong and very healthy. I'm pretty sure there's probably bees on all 10 frames. So I'm going to add a second box to it. All I want out of this hive this year, other than survival, is to propagate more bees. I'm going to split it as many times as I can and not damage it. And but for now, what we got to do is we need it to draw out some comb, have some room to lay brood, and get going. Another thing we're going to do today is mite treatment. I'm going to put Apivar in there, which is about a 42-day treatment. And I treat for mites all the time. I'll talk more about that in a sec, but thanks for joining me at 40 Honeybee. Yeah, so what I was saying was that I treat for mites at least twice a year, whether I find a mite or not. And I don't even do mite washes anymore. I have done them before. But basically, I've taken the philosophy that you just have to assume that you have mites all the time and treat for them, particularly heading into winter and heading out of winter. So this hive, there's not going to be much to what I do. I'm going to have a quick look for it. I did see the queen in here, I think a couple of weeks ago, so they don't need much work. I just want to see if she's laying yet. They are bringing in some pollen, but we don't have dandelions out yet. And it really takes the dandelions for them to get the really good nutrition, or nutritional pollen. They can get kind of pollen substitutes from everywhere, like pine cones and sawdust and all that kind of stuff. But the real good stuff that helps them start to make their babies, make the carbohydrates for their babies, at least in this area, starts off with dandelion. Then fruit trees, then everything goes. Alright, so I'm just going to take a quick look in here and then just add a second box, and Bob's your uncle on this one. Should be a quick one. Famous last words. Okay, so they have eaten, check the cover here for the queen. Nope. So they have eaten some more candy, which is great. This was pretty full of candy a week ago. So let's see what we've got. You see all the pollen. All the bees have pollen sacs that are full, which is good. It's just not the most nutritious pollen yet. This frame's pretty heavy with honey. That's a good sign. I fed these bees more this year than I ever have before. And it shows. Maybe it's something I should do all the time. Usually I would just feed in March, because I've had bees alive at the beginning of March and starve at the end of March. So again, all I'm going to do here is remove a couple frames, see if I can find brood. Not that it's critical. Like, the queen is going to lay egg, no doubt about it. Famous last words. But I'd like to see if she's laying now, just to start to set a time frame of when I can start to do splits. Sorry, bees. Bad beekeeping 101 there, man. Okay. Yeah, all pollen in here. Queen cup with nothing in it. It's fine. And this is wide open. Ready to lay. You can see how much pollen has fallen off their legs. They have so much of it they can't hold on to it. No doubt they'll grab it and make use of it. Okay, we got brood. There she is. The first hive with brood in there. Cat brood that is ready to rock. That's great. I'm so glad that I'm putting on a second box. It's not like she's running out of space, but she's definitely laying now. So we want to help this hive go into overdrive. So this line of bees, look at that, they're just capping brood there. You see larvae, eggs, beautiful. This queen is rocking. Now this queen was from 86 Off-Road, Derek Bowden's line of bees, the queen that he gave me that we made some splits off of. And and they're very calm. They're very nice to work with. And they're pretty darn good. Okay, I'm just gonna check one more frame because I don't need to check anymore. I've already bothered them enough. Again, cat brood, eggs, sorry, not cat brood, larva, eggs, lots of bee bread, lots of carbohydrates already happening here, so that's it. We're not going to check anymore. Okay, we'll check one more. It's hard to resist. This is part of the fun of beekeeping, is doing inspections, but you have to realize that your inspections are very intrusive. Okay, this is a honey frame. And it is very heavy. On this side, yeah, it's all heavy. It's all honey, but there's also nectar. You see that? See the gleaming nectar there? That shows that these guys are already getting resources. So I'm going to feed this hive anyway because I'm going to feed this hive sugar water because they have to build out this next box that I'm putting in, and that takes a lot of resources from them. Okay, so we're going to put the mite treatment in, and we are going to feed these guys some more pollen. And Bob's your uncle. Let me say that loud, eh? Okay, so here's the apivar. That's why I'm wearing gloves right now. Here are the apivar strips. And what I do is I just put a toothpick through the top of it to hold it. You tear these apart. Basically, it's 2 strips for a full brood box like this. And it's a 42-day treatment. So, because I'm not planning on taking honey from this hive, I'm going to leave it for the full 42 days. You cannot have apivar on when you have honey supers on. So it's not for human consumption. I'm thinking that's what that means. Because this is just a chemical. It's not natural. It's not regularly occurring, but it is incredibly effective. The mite drops that happen with apivar start right away. And they last the whole 43 days. So you just basically put it in the middle of the cluster. And they walk around either side of the apivar and basically transmit the chemicals to the rest of the hive via their feet. See? Just put a toothpick through or a brad nail or whatever you got. And then you forget about it. Alright, so there's that. I'm not going to worry about a queen excluder because I want the queen to lay as much as possible here. My brand new box is going on it now, which I think they're going to love. 10 new frames. And what I did was I bought the frames. They're already pre-waxed, but I waxed them myself as well. And then just before I put them on, I spray them with sugar water, just to make it more attractive for these bees. I think they're going to do just fine. Okay, so we're going to put some pollen patties up here. I wonder why this is coming out so much. Let's swap this one around. Get some pollen up here. It's a little ways away from the brood, but it doesn't matter. They'll come up and get it if they want it, or when they want it. Soft lid. And one of the drawbacks of the soft lid is that you can't put a feeder, at least not the feeders that I use, on top of them. Because then the entire weight of the feeder and what's inside of it sits on the frames and certainly doesn't allow the bees to move around, right? So we grab this inner cover, or hard inner cover, and you just need to make sure that you got a hole going all the way through. You see that? That's how the bees get up at the feed. Here's the feeder that I use. It's a pretty good feeder as far as preventing mortality. It's a top box feeder. The thing is, like I say, you need a hard lid to sit it on. And then, oh, they're already in there. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Not even any sugar in there yet. So you need this hard lid, and then you need a box to protect it, basically. So this is the setup. Requires a bit of equipment, but it's very effective, and there's very low bee mortality in that feeder, which is what we want. So I'll put some syrup in here, and then this hive is done. Like I mentioned before, what I want from this hive is to make bees. So as soon as it's doing well, I'm going to look at either requeening or doing splits by adding queens, and or if the opportunity arises, making my own queens, making my own splits from queens that are being made in-house. So that's the goal. This was an easy one, and hopefully your bees are doing well. Thanks for joining me at 4D Honeybee.